Here's something that I love to add in when I'm designing a dungeon, a dead adventurer. It's a very versatile piece of set dressing. It can really up the feng shui, really tie the room together. You can do a lot with a dead body. If you want to signal to your players that, hey, this place is dangerous, a dead adventurer is as good as a blinking neon sign. A pile of bones might show, okay, something in here is carnivorous, right? Is a hunter, and a couple humanoid skulls in the mix. Okay, maybe people are entombed here, or this thing got a commoner, a farmer out in their fields, but a corpse in full armor with a sword and a shield tells the party, hey, people like you have died in here. Man, doesn't that guy kind of look like the fighter? Now they're getting a little taste of their own mortality to show the party that, oh, you have to be aware of traps in this room, in this dungeon. Show them the aftermath of one. A low DC investigation or like medicine check on the deceased corpse lying in front of this creepy statue reveals, okay, this was crushed under a tremendous weight or burned up in a very hot fire. I'm not sure if these Dayglow mushrooms are poisonous, but they sure are big, and there's a rusty skeleton lying beneath them. To show the party that there's a big fight coming up in the next room, put a dead adventurer, in the room before, in the ante-chamber, and if you want to turn this up a little bit, have a potion or two in that dead adventurer's backpack, and now at least one of your players is probably going to get the message, hey, boss fight coming up. A DM can deliver plenty of information with the dead adventurer. It could have a map in its pocket, right, to this place, to this dungeon that we happen to be crawling, or to a whole different location where another adventure awaits. Or there could be a journal in there with, just enough story to contextualize exactly what the players have walked into here in this dungeon, or again, out in the greater world, the wider story of the game. And if you're clever, you can also use this method to kind of encourage your players to start making their own maps and, taking notes. This map of the dungeon that we're in shows the next couple rooms and then is incomplete, or this org chart for the bad guys has some blank spots in it. You can even get really fancy and make handouts for this. That's especially a good idea if you're going full on data dump rather than a couple bullet points or a couple clues, which might be better. But if you're going full backstory here, you roll this body, you find a short sword, 47 pieces of gold, and a small book on the ancient history of the war between giants and dragons. Here, I'm texting you the file. It's also a great and simple way to deliver treasure, right? I'm not sure that these troglodytes living in this cave here are going to have much of a bustling economy with a ton of gold pieces and gems and magic items circulating around, but hey, it looks like they killed a dwarf who was adventuring here, and he was certainly rich. And now this dead NPC can also point the way to live ones with plot hooks. Maybe they were part of some faction, some organization that will reward the PCs for bringing back news of their fallen comrade. And, those guys could have information and quests. You can be very direct or you can be subtle with this. The dead adventurer carried a highly decorated +1 shield or a magical necklace or a bracelet that casts fireball or mage hand or something. Something enticing that is going to ensure that someone in the party is going to pick it up and put it on. And now they go deeper into the dungeon, or maybe next session when they're back in town, some acolyte or knight or spy is going to recognize the symbol and become very interested in the party. Maybe this NPC starts talking to them as if they are all part of this same group, super friendly and dropping secret esoteric knowledge. Or maybe they are going the opposite way. Maybe they're openly hostile. Hey, you're not one of us. Where did you get that? There's a ton of creative uses here, and I would love to hear more of them down in the comments below. What can you do in your game with a dead adventure? Maybe drop one into your next session and let us know how it goes. Until then, thank you so much. I am Ryan Doyle. This is the Verdigris Table. I appreciate you watching this. Get out there, have fun, drop a couple dead guys into your campaign, be kind, and I will see you next time. Thanks again.